I'm Rachel Mark, and I look forward to sharing today's service with our speaker, Sue Fricci, and the Social Justice Roundtable. Members are Anita Menser, John Hargraves, Jim Kavanaugh, and Michael Morazer. Whoever you are, wherever you live, whomever you love, and however you spend your days, you are welcome at the Unitarian Church of Harrisburg. We invite you to join us for coffee hour in the common room following this morning's service or on Zoom. I invite you to take this moment to hold our space here as sacred by silencing your electronic devices and preparing yourself to be present. Online or in person, we are grateful for this time together.
Our call to worship today is written by Kate Steinberg. Beloved companions, we arrive in this place where all we have to do is breathe. We don't have to impress or convince or win over. We don't have to know the words. It's okay if we didn't read the book or pass that class or carry that title or meet that mark. We don't have to be anything but who we are. Here, we rest in essence together. And to move into this communal rest, we lay down our burdens, our longing, our craving, our unmet need, our error, our regret, our sudden disappointment, our anxiety, our shame, our sheer exhaustion, our bewilderment, our bafflement, our burgeoning terror. All of this, we lay down together today. And as we do this, may we be filled instead with presence. May we feel held in the comfort of our community. May we discover new compassion for ourselves and others. And may we meet this moment with gentleness, ease, and gratitude. Gratitude for this air we breathe together, for these questions we ask together, for the justice we seek together, and for the songs we sing together.
Thank you. Each week, it is our tradition to light a chalice, which casts a circle of light to hold us all. As we create anew this symbol of our shared faith, let's reflect on these words by Melanie Davis, A Spark of Hope. If ever there was a time for a candle in the darkness, this would be it. Using a spark of hope, kindle the flame of love, ignite the flame, the light of peace, and feed the flame of justice.
It was also our tradition to read the
John?
covenant together.
John,
I think my stentorian voice obviates the need for
not everybody hears well.
So if we could read the covenant. Love is the spirit of this congregation, and service is our gift. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
I think all of y'all know this song, so I better hear everyone singing as loud as you can. Especially because I didn't practice this very well, so if you sing loud, you won't hear my terrible guitar playing. Okay. If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning, I'd hammer in the evening, all over this land. I'd hammer out danger, I'd hammer out warning, I'd hammer out love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. If I had a bell, I'd ring it in the morning, I'd ring it in the evening, all over this land. I'd ring out danger, I'd ring out warning, I'd ring out love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. If I had a song, I'd sing it in the morning, I'd sing it in the evening, all over this land. I'd sing out danger, I'd sing out warning, I'd sing out love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. Well, I have a hammer, and I have a bell, and I have a song to sing all over this land. It's the hammer of justice, it's the bell of freedom, it's a song about love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land.
Our story today, choices are my superpower. And by the way, my name's Anita Menser. I'm filling in for Karen Sykes this morning. The story was written by Alicia Ortego. Hello, my name is Lucas, and I love to have some fun, like watching butterflies with wings that stun. Nature's my playground, hiking and running free, biking in parks, the best adventure spree. But yesterday, after a bike competition, I felt sad. So I went into the garage looking for my dad. "What's up, buddy?" he asked with a smile so kind. I hesitated, and then I shared what was on my mind. "I have a friend at school, let's call him Eek. A truly awesome guy. He's really quite unique. But at the race, he made mistakes one by one. He took a shortcut through bushes, and victory was won. His friends yelled, 'Cheater!' with disdain. Eek's face scowled, filled with anger and pain. He kicked a rock, stumbled, and hurt his knee. And though he won, sadness consumed him, you see. Although he won the competition, he felt sad all day long because he knew what he did was unfair and wrong. What should Eek have done? My dad replied. Played fair and had fun, I said, feeling inspired. Dad said, he's learned a valuable lesson, that is true. Though he can't change the past, he can start anew. Listening to your inner voice is quite smart. It helps you make choices right from the heart. Imagine a traffic light, red, yellow, and green, each color guiding you like a superhero scene. Red means stop, think before you go. Yellow means hang on, take it slow. Green means go, choose what's kind and right, using your powers, making your day bright. Amazed by this advice from my dad's heart, I admitted Eek's story was mine from the start. I confessed the truth, admitted it was me, and then my dad thanked me for my honesty. Oh. Sticking together. I said sorry to my friends, clearing the air, promising not to cheat again, and showing them that I care. Their smiles then returned, and together we played, choosing what's fair. Our friendship won't fade. Morning came, and I leaped from my bed. Morning, little man. Brush your teeth, my mom said. Oh, man, what a boring way to start my day. I wanted so badly to go out and play. But then I remembered the traffic lights and Dad. So I stopped and I thought about the choices I had. I could run outside without brushing the germs away and thus risk my teeth falling out one day. So I decided to make the correct choice from the start, feeling proud of myself for doing my part. I used to skip breakfast before going out to play, but now I listen to what my parents say. And on the playground, different games fill the air. Instead of arguing, we decided to share. Combining our fun, oh, what a blast, building sandcastles, moats, and pirate ships so vast. At home, tiredness hit, but homework was to be done. Skipping it crossed my mind, and I knew it wouldn't be fun. Instead, listening to my voice, responsible and wise, I finished all my tasks, feeling proud to my surprise. My parents were proud of me when I was done, and the next day my teacher praised me in front of everyone. Choices shape our day, it really is true. Making good decisions is a superpower in you. Think twice, make your day sparkle and glow. Green light choices are the best way to go. So remember, my friend, with each choice that you make, be a superhero, choosing goodness for goodness sake.
I begin my reflection with a song that speaks to me about reproductive justice. Someday all women are gonna sing. Someday all women are gonna sing. Oh, we will live in dignity. Someday all women are gonna sing. Someday all women are gonna shout. Someday all women are gonna shout. Oh, we will live in dignity. Someday all women are gonna shout. Someday all women are gonna rise. Someday all women are gonna rise. Oh, we will live in dignity. Someday all women are gonna rise. Someday all women will be free. Someday all women will be free. Oh, we will live in dignity. Someday all women will be free. Thank you. Thank you, Mary, for singing with me. And thank you for tolerating my not usual soloist, but I love that song. That wonderful feminist song is one I've helped sing on a number of services in the past, the Roe v. Wade services we used to do every day in every January. And while Roe v. Wade is no longer the law of the land in the U.S., our speaker today personally helped to become the law in Pennsylvania. And so reproductive justice continues to evolve. I continue to learn the many dimensions of reproductive justice because I found it is intersectional, a word coined by Kimberly Crenshaw. The reproductive justice framework was introduced in 1989 by this American legal scholar and civil rights advocate. She explained how the unique discrimination faced by black women could not be fully understood through just the lenses of racism or sexism alone. When I was inviting a new friend to join our Pennsylvania Religious Coalition for Reproductive Justice, I illustrated intersectional by using the image of a woman trying to cross a busy street to get to prenatal care on the other side. But she is black, the street is racism, and it's at another intersection with another street, poverty. And it's a three-way intersection with a third street, patriarchy, because the doctor she will see is male, and like too many of my women friends have discovered, not a good listener. The physical image gets complicated if she's lesbian, and more so if she's an immigrant speaking English as a second language, and all of these operate in many cases, making life really complicated for this very real woman. I thought I knew what reproductive justice was about, and then I learned that that term was coined in 1994 by a group of black women known as Women of African Descent for Reproductive Justice. They created the framework during a national pro-choice conference in Chicago after finding that pro-choice, supported by white women, didn't represent their situation. The nonprofit Sister Song came into being a few years later, and now Sister Song is national. I found that Sister Song defines reproductive justice as the human right to maintain personal bodily autonomy, have children, not have children, and parent the children we have in safe and sustainable communities. That four-part definition is what I use when I try to define reproductive justice. I like to think that I'm helping reproductive justice to evolve by being part of the RJ movement. A tall, skinny white guy who is a strong feminist, vigorously anti-racist, and ready, willing, and able to confront, and trying to set the example because reproductive justice is too important for people like me to ignore. Because it is my strong hope that someday all women will be free. Someday all women will be free. Oh, we will live in dignity. Someday all women will be free.
stirrings of compassion, blow in the wind, rising the sea.
As a community in the sharing of our joys and sorrows, our concerns and milestones. When we join together to hold each other in support and in celebration, we deepen our sense of interrelationship. We may find our sorrows eased and our joys magnified. I invite you to share them now through writing them on a piece of paper at the back or typing them in the chat in a virtual chat. Please indicate whether your message is okay to share out loud and if it's okay to name you. You can also honor whatever you're holding in your heart by placing a stone into the water of community. Please come down the center aisle, return to your seats by the side aisle. Spoken or unspoken, our hearts join with yours in carrying all that life brings. I place one last stone to symbolize the joys and sorrows that remain in our hearts. Okay. From Wally Stahl. On April 19th, we lost my Aunt Dora to breast cancer after a long journey. I'm getting lumpectomy surgery for breast cancer and 6 weeks localized radiation. from Wenji online in Haiti. My brothers could not attend school for a week because of gang violence, but they started school last Tuesday. We're happy for you, Wenji, and for your brothers. And from Margie Schubauer, who was singing along with the earlier song. So grateful for this community and all the voices up front. And from our musician, Mary Sebastian, my name is now legally as of last Tuesday. We're happy for you. Spirit of life, for all that has been shared and those many concerns we hold deep in our hearts and yet remain unspoken, may we journey with each other in love. Amen, and blessed be.
Morning. I am Deb Pushkar, and I serve on the UCH Board of Trustees. I'm here to represent the important labor and leadership that our members offer to keep this congregation thriving. The Unitarian Church of Harrisburg is, as always, an intentionally gathered congregation of freely thinking, loving people. The church is created, sustained, and supported by us. Each week we take up an offering where we ask each other to share money to support the church. We also use half of this money to help a charity which is doing important work to improve the world. For the month of May, we are sharing with Recycle Bicycle. Located in Allison Hill neighborhood of Harrisburg, Recycle Bicycle Harrisburg's mission is to provide Harrisburg residents, especially those of limited means, with access to safe, reliable, affordable, and environmentally friendly transportation in the form of bicycles. In just a moment, the greeters will start passing offering plates around. You can put cash or checks in the plate when it comes by. You can also donate online by scanning the QR code on the back of your order of service or by visiting uchbg.org and scroll to the bottom of the page for options. Your financial support and commitment matter. Please consider giving what you are able.
legislators followed them in a groundbreaking longitudinal study called the Turnaway Study to see what impact those different pregnancy outcomes would have on their lives. And what they found was that women who were denied a wanted abortion have more health problems related to the pregnancy. They were poorer. A year later, they were less likely to be employed. Their existing children were not doing as well. They were more likely to be depressed. Importantly, they were less likely to have plans for their future. Sicker, sadder, poorer, and unable to direct the course of their lives. So access to abortion is an urgent public health need, but it is also the terrain on which the political battle for gender equality is being waged in the United States today. Public policy in this area is still being driven by ancient stereotypes that are still alive and well today, that dictate that women's proper role is only and exclusively that of wife and mother. So these stereotypes have been at the root of many of our most notoriously discriminatory laws. The gendered labor laws from the 19th and 20th centuries that said, among other things, women couldn't practice law, that women couldn't serve on juries, women couldn't be bartenders unless their father or husband was present in the bar, couldn't be a school teacher as soon as their pregnancy started to show. So all of these laws and many, 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 many more, including my favorite hateable law, which was a Pennsylvania rule that said that girls couldn't be newspaper carriers. All of these laws were justified as necessary to protect women's reproductive capacity, because the purpose of women was to have and raise children, and that was that. So when we focus on abortion rights so closely, what we're really talking about is women's equality. 7 years ago in 2019, the lawyers at the Women's Law Project, my shop, decided to take a shot at seeing whether we could create a state-based abortion right using our state laws and our state constitution, because we could see even back then, even in 2019, that our federal rights might be in grave danger. So to create the state-based abortion right, we asked, like, what abortion restrictions should we go after to create the legal challenge to try to get this right enshrined in Pennsylvania law? And we had a lot to choose from, because even though Pennsylvania is known as an access state, we have over 1,200 pages of statutes, regulations, rules, standards, guidelines about the provision of abortion care here. It is extremely, actually very, very hard to be an abortion provider in Pennsylvania, and many, many barriers. So we asked our clients, the reproductive health care clinics of Pennsylvania, what they thought the worst barrier to abortion was here. And we asked them individually in individual phone calls, and every single one of them identified the same barrier. And that was the state statute that says you can't use Medicaid funds to cover abortion care, except in very extreme and narrow circumstances. And this ban on public funding for abortion coverage falls with special cruelty on women of color and rural women in Pennsylvania. So we challenged Pennsylvania's state statute banning Medicaid coverage in a case called Allegheny Reproductive Health Center versus Department of Human Services. And since we could see the writing on the wall that the US Supreme Court would likely soon eliminate, or at least, badly cut back even more abortion rights under the US Constitution, we challenged our funding ban under the Pennsylvania Constitution. So just a little civics that you probably don't need. Pennsylvania's Constitution is very different from the US Constitution. Our Constitution is older, it's stronger, it's better at protecting individual rights than the US Constitution. The US Constitution has a Bill of Rights slapped on the end of it like it was an afterthought. The Pennsylvania Constitution's Declaration of Rights is right up front, Article 1. And you look at Article 1, Section 1, you see the section entitled The Inherent Rights of Mankind. Oh, well, nothing's perfect. But what interested us so much about the Pennsylvania Constitution was that the Pennsylvania Constitution, arguably unlike the federal one, we have an Equal Rights Amendment adopted in 1971 with absolutely no controversy, which is interesting in hindsight. And here's what it says. Equality of rights under the law shall not be denied or abridged in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania because of the sex of the individual. And that means you can't have laws that benefit or burden people based on whether they are male or female. So what does equality of rights under the law on the basis of sex have to do with abortion funding? Absolutely everything. Because you won't find a comparable medical need commonly needed by men to save their health and lives that Medicaid doesn't cover. There isn't one. Medicaid covers all of men's urgent, common medical needs, but not abortion, not this very important and common need of women. So that law makes the Medicaid system in Pennsylvania structurally, formally unequal. And the Medicaid funding ban creates actual inequality also. If women can't say whether and when they will have children, they can't protect their own health. They can't plan their lives. They can't participate equally in education, in employment, in civic life. We can't steer our government if we can't steer our own lives. So abortion has everything to do with equality of rights under the law. So we sued under the State Equal Rights Amendment, and further, we asked the state courts to recognize that one of those inherent rights of mankind is reproductive autonomy. We lost, spectacularly lost in Commonwealth Court, and then we appealed to the Pennsylvania Supreme Court, and we waited. I argued the case in October of 2022. We waited until January of 2024. And finally, the Pennsylvania Supreme Court issued a blockbuster of a landmark decision, 219 pages long, authored by Justice Christine Donahue. And in that decision, Justices Donahue, Wecht, and Doherty ruled that the Medicaid coverage ban is a form of sex discrimination that is presumptively unconstitutional under the Equal Rights Amendment. This was massive. They also, two of them, Justices Doherty and Wecht, also found that the Pennsylvania Constitution does protect a fundamental right to reproductive autonomy, but they couldn't get a majority to agree with them. It was just the two of them. So they remanded it back to Commonwealth Court with instructions to answer those questions. And last month, on April 20th, after 7 years of litigation, after 6 oral arguments, after more than 1,000 pages of briefing just from my team alone, we won. We won a resounding victory from Judge Matthew Wolf of Commonwealth Court. In his words, listen to this, quote, "Reproductive decisions belong to the people, not the government." This case still isn't over, though. This case will not be over. So last week, Attorney General David Sunday, who is defending the Medicaid coverage ban, filed his notice of appeal to the Pennsylvania Supreme Court. So back we go, and back goes Attorney General Dave Sunday to the Pennsylvania Supreme Court, to the court that already ruled against his side of the case. In the meantime, however, our victory is stayed. It's temporarily, I hope temporarily, on hold. But I'm confident in the justice of this cause, and I'm optimistic that soon the suffering the Medicaid coverage ban has inflicted on Pennsylvanians will be a thing of the past. If the Supreme Court leaves our victory intact, we will have removed the single largest impediment to abortion in Pennsylvania, and we will have established reproductive rights as protected not by one, but by 3 different provisions in the Pennsylvania Constitution. And I think that makes it stronger and more durable by far than any right we ever had under Roe versus Wade. So this work is now entering a thrilling new phase. Instead of just struggling to hold our ground, we can start rolling back some of those 1,200 pages of abortion restrictions that violate our reproductive autonomy and our gender equality rights. And we can apply these new constitutional provisions to win better access to contraception, fertility care, to birth justice. I think we can use them to advance LGBTQ rights, to protect trans kids. Now, to be sure, the federal law is supreme over state law, and there's nothing we can do, at least at the present time, about that. So one act of Congress, one even more horrible US Supreme Court decision, recognizing fetal personhood or outlawing abortion nationwide, for example, could theoretically strip Pennsylvania and the other states of our authority to protect reproductive rights. But Dobbs was decided 4 years ago, and they haven't done it yet. And the fact is, they might not ever do it. So in the meantime, we're building a model of state power independent from the federal Constitution, better than the federal Constitution, for other states to follow. There's hope here. There's a path to liberation. And we are just getting started. Thank you.
My name is Michael Mehrazar, and in addition to being a member of this church, I serve as Executive Director of UU Justice PA, the social justice advocacy voice for Unitarian Universalists throughout Pennsylvania. As Unitarian Universalists, we have a passion and belief to change our community and our world. And one of our goals at UU Justice PA is to take that passion and translate it into action. If you were inspired by Sue's message today, I want to just take a brief moment to share some concrete steps you can take as soon as today's service is over to start making these passions into reality. First, I invite you all to join our UU Justice PA Reproductive Justice team. We are a group of UUs throughout the state that meet virtually once a month to share policy, our experience, and action steps that we can take. At our last reproductive justice team, we discussed a recently signed state bill that expands access to midwifery services. We also talked about a bill that would codify legal protections for fertility treatment. And we discussed how a recent US Supreme Court ruling on abortion drug access is tied with an old law known as the Comstock Act. Each month, I personally learn something new and exciting at our justice team meetings, and I think you might as well. In addition, we also have an email listserv that shares articles, webinars, and advocacy opportunities in between our monthly meetings, and we would love to have you there. Second, for the women in the audience, I encourage you to check out a statewide survey that has been commissioned by Governor Shapiro. This survey answers will go into a report the 2026 State of the Woman Report. And by participating in this survey, you have the opportunity to directly impact the governor's office decisions on a wide variety of policy. Third, on March, the Pennsylvania House passed House Bill 200, which would provide paid family leave for the vast majority of Pennsylvania workers. No one should have to make the tough decision between paying the bills and taking care of a newborn or sick family member. We had an action alert that will indicate to our state senators that we support House Bill 200 and the way it moves these rights forward. After the service at the coffee hour, I will have a tablet where you can come by, sign up for our mailing list, get the link to the women's survey, and take 2 minutes to fill out the action alert on House Bill 200. I encourage you all to stop by and do our part to make these issues reality. Thank you.
The closing words are taken from Common Justice and Simple Mercy by Frances Ellen Watkins Harper. What we need today in the onward march of humanity is a public sentiment in favor of common justice and simple mercy. We have a civilization which has produced grand and magnificent results, diffused knowledge, overthrown slavery, made constant conquests over nature, and built up a wonderful material prosperity. But two things are wanting in American civilization: a cleaner and deeper, broader and tenderer sense of justice, a sense of humanity, which shall crystallize into the life of the nation the sentiment that justice, simple justice, is the right, not simply of the strong and powerful, but of the weakest and feeblest of all God's children. A deeper and broader humanity which will teach people to look upon their siblings not as vermin to be crushed out, or beasts of burden to be bridled and bit, but as the children of the living God, of that God whom we may earnestly hope is in perfect wisdom and in perfect love, working for the best good of all.
Amen. Thank you.